What's up everybody, my name's Het. Today we're going to be trying to do something that we haven't been able to do in a few years. We did it a couple years ago when we had the RS3, but ever since we really haven't been able to accomplish the goal. What are we talking about? Halloween's coming up. It's officially October and we want to get into the spirit a little bit. A couple years ago, we actually decked out the RS3 a little bit, and we no longer have the RS3, but officially we are in Hetty's garage, you know? So this is gonna be the first time that we're in the garage ourselves. This is our own little kind of space where we can do whatever we want and kind of build whatever we want to build. So, all right, so this is gonna be officially the first build that we're gonna do in this garage. We actually have some space to actually do some stuff. So let's run through the idea of what this build should be. So let's put you down real quick. All right, so here's gonna be the plan. For this car, we have to kind of evolve what we're kind of doing. So we started off first with the RS3 with just the horns. So since then, we've become a little bit better with kind of our maker skills. So we're gonna go ahead and involve the cry cut or the cricket the cry cut. I know people call it the cricket, but I like calling it the cry cut, so I'm gonna call it that. So we're gonna make little decals to add to it, continue our 3D printing, kind of add other things. With the RS3, we just had the horns right in the front, and then we had some teeth. So the teeth were fun, they were good. I have no idea where those are, but we do have the horns still. So that's gonna be the first step of this whole thing, is trying to find the horns. In this whole move, we've kind of, everything got boxed up and shifted, so I have an idea where they might be. So hopefully they're in that box. If not, we have to go through a few boxes that are very similar with a lot of random decoration. So we try to be organized, but let's see if that's gonna help us, because we got a couple spots downstairs. So that's the first step. Second step will be go ahead and create those decals that we want to add to the side. So you'll see those once we get a little bit further into the process. The third step will be to fix the teeth. So the teeth, like I said, long gone. We still have the horns, but the teeth are long gone. So we need to go ahead and kind of come up with a new idea of how we're going to actually place these teeth on this car. So that's the third thing. So those three things are kind of hopefully what tie everything together, kind of evolve the overall kind of costume that we've been running for the past few years. So let's go ahead and try to find these horns first, and we'll go from there. All right, let's go. So let's make our way to our temporary storage location in the basement. So we have a bunch of boxes here that we kind of have to go through, and hopefully they are labeled. So my guess is in either here or there's another box somewhere in there that's labeled my car stuff. So let's go ahead and look through these boxes real quick. So put you down right there. Found this, and first thought was to kind of use them for something, but then on second thought, probably don't want to, because his glitter will probably haunt you. His glitter will probably haunt me for the rest of my life, as long as I have a car at least. So let's keep looking. Alright, so it wasn't here. Let's keep looking, I guess, because I have no idea where it would be otherwise. So maybe in the garage. Let's keep looking. Oh, down here I can show you this kind of cool room that we have in here. So if you could see it, clearly it was a workshop at some point, and it's gonna be a workshop again. So we're gonna go ahead and line up the 3D printers across there, maybe a little workstation over here for a computer or something, and yeah, we're gonna build this out. A lot of little projects around this house, should be fun to do, but so little time to do them all, so little money to do them all too. Come on, man, gotta make money. All right, back where we started, because I think the box that we want is actually right up there. So let's go ahead and grab them down, and hopefully it's in there. All right, so we gotta be careful not to hit the Z, but actually, let's be safe. I got the step stool right here for a reason. So let's go ahead and grab him. We're good. So let's dig through this gap. This is more promising. We got some spider webs. I wonder if we could use this for some way. We made these last year, so we could probably make use of them this year. So that's cool. First thing that we kind of found, I forgot that we even had that. Hey, there they are. Right here. Wait, hold on. I didn't realize I still had these. Hey, look what we got, some teeth. We're missing one though. So we got two fangs and the bottom one. So we're missing the other bottom one. So we're still gonna come up with something new for this. So let's put this away now. Alright, so we got most of our parts for this first step. So like I said, we got our horns, but the horns kind of need to be cleaned up a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and clean them up, put new tape on the bottom so we can kind of make sure this adheres the best to the car and doesn't get flung off at like speed limit. So we gotta get that. Then we have to kind of figure out where we're ultimately gonna actually put these guys, because there's a lot of Alright, so for right now, let's go upstairs and start seeing what else we can cry cut out, because I have a couple ideas. Let's go over the car real quick just to show you. Alright, we got the two beasts. Sadly, our lady here won't be participating this year. She won't be sleeping. She's gonna be sleeping. Maybe we'll do something special for her, but for right now she's just gonna be chilling here. But this is the one that's gonna be receiving the costume. Like I said, the ideal here is gonna be to put the horns right up to put the horns right there, and the front grille will have some teeth or something like that down in the lower section over here. So we'll put some teeth down over here, and up here I think that's the nose of the car to me, and then obviously headlights are the eyes, so it'll be kind of like the teeth down in that section, and then having the eyes and the mouth and all that kind of up here, and the head over here. So if that makes sense, I don't know, but obviously that kind of leads us into what we're going to be cry cutting next. Right here we're going to be putting my idea, at least, is right out the sides, right over here. My idea is, if you can imagine it, and you don't really have to wait too long because we're gonna do it, is kind of put dragon hands and dragon feet on the side of the car. So kind of hands going this way, going like this way, like that, and then the legs kind of coming off the hips, kind of over here. So hopefully we can make something happen. So like I said, so this is gonna be a little annoying, but we got to get done. Like I said, taking off the tape off this guy. So let's go ahead and get that done real quick. I know there's easier ways to do it with the rubber wheel. I actually have one right here, but I guess I like seeing myself in pain. Actually, yeah, it's honestly pretty easy to take this off. We use some solid 3M tape, not some of that crappy off-branded stuff that really tears apart as you kind of peel it, and we have plenty of that stuff too, but in this case we actually kind of use this good stuff. So we'll try to use the same stuff again, because I know this, once we retire it this year, after this year, and on to next greater things, because honestly we have done this a few times at this point, so I wouldn't be opposed to coming up with a brand new theme next year, but let's get this year done first. So there we go, it's off for the most part. We'll take care of those little parts in a couple seconds with some sandpaper, and tell him this guy's really, look at that fuzz. So, oh, this guy's really on there. Maybe you don't want to set it up, but a little bit of heat never hurt nobody. Oh. I guess it has. So put a little bit of heat, not too much, because this is PLA plastic that this was originally made out of. So we do not want to heat it up too much, because it will deform. Look at that, we just need a little bit, and it's literally just rolling off. You see that? That's crazy. All right, so let's get that right on off. Somebody's like making laps or something outside. I gotta figure out what that is. What they're doing, bro. Weird. Alright, cool. For the most part, we could hit it with a little bit of alcohol or something, but we're gonna have to clean that up anyway, and that'll be taken care of with some sandpaper. So let's go ahead and move to the next step, which should be cry cutting some things, because this guy is only the first step. So let's keep going. All right, everybody. So this is going to be the makeshift studio in this new house. It's still coming along, still work in progress, but it's better than what we had before. A lot more space to actually kind of work. So the plan while we came up here was to initially kind of work on the hands and legs like I had described downstairs. Slight change of plans. We're gonna have to kind of work on the teeth instead. We have our 3D printer right here, at least one of them. So we kind of prototype the teeth. So I think I know kind of roughly what I want to do for them. Kind of similar to the horns, where we kind of created these in kind of our favorite tool, SketchUp. So real quick, just made these, extruded them up, and kind of did a little kind of drag back, so it kind of has this shape. So very crude, very simple, very straightforward. So we're gonna do something very similar for the teeth. Like I said, so little kind of hiccup when it came to the initial plan. So my original plan was to come up here and work on the, like I said, the hands and legs, but I went and looked at what actual vinyl I had. All I had was this this stuff right here, and it is not automotive vinyl. It's just some random Oracle vinyl that I probably got off of Amazon somewhere. So I want to get the nicer stuff just so we don't have any adhesion issues or any kind of like issues peeling. The worst thing in the world is when you're trying to take away these stickers and they pull apart in 1,000 different pieces. So we're gonna go ahead and probably just order some actual automotive black vinyl and make it out of that versus this, because over the long term it'll probably be a beneficial thing to work with that stuff instead of this. So for right now, like I said, let's go ahead and work on the teeth. Alright, so a slight another revision. We're gonna go ahead and I kind of mocked these up on the car itself, and I think they actually look really good. These are quite beaten up, so we're gonna try just kind of seeing if we can just, well, we are missing a fourth little fang, so we're gonna try to see if we can just create the bottom two at first. I wanted to see if I could just copy this, because obviously the sizes and everything match up really nicely. So I'm gonna see if I could just recopy this guy. If not, we're just gonna make a new bottom set, and if I really want to, I'll make a full set, because these are getting a little broken, to say the least. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what we come up with. Alright, so I think after a little bit of deliberation, what we've finally decided on is to go ahead and just kind of make a copy of this, reuse the teeth that we already have, because they're good, they're perfectly usable. Obviously this one's a little cracked, I don't know if you guys can see that right there or not, but it's still usable. So we're going to just go ahead and put these to the side, use these, and then try to make a new guy of this. So obviously for that, what I like to do is get some clean paper, go ahead and trace it backwards. What I do is I just trace it onto this guy. That way we have the shape that we need. So we can go ahead and then take a picture of it as close as we kind of have. And then what I like to do is then we take our trusty ruler, put it right there, right next to it, nice and flat. So there's a reference for the picture, and then we take a picture. So let's go ahead and take a picture of this and upload it. So I'm filming on my camera right now, so yeah, you grab it. Alright, and just like that, in like less than 5 minutes, we have our model loaded up in our slicer. So as you can see, we just have our basic shape. It's just literally looks just like our fang, just the inverse of it. So it's let's see how long it should take to slice or to print. Ooh, 46 minutes. All right, let's play around with that quality a little bit. So let's just play around with the settings a little bit, and hopefully we could make it a little quicker. So hopefully this is a little bit more optimized. 37 minutes. So let's go ahead and save this to the disk and get it over to the 3D printer. Alright, so we got this guy loaded up onto there. So let's go ahead and see what it comes out like. Obviously, we're gonna have to go ahead and do some post work after this, like painting and adding our reflective blood. And yeah, should be fun, should be easy. Hopefully this works out. Otherwise, simple solution. If it doesn't match the other one, we're just gonna print 2 of these, and then we have 2 of these things. So easy solution. Easy solutions are always the best solution. So let's go ahead and let this guy print out. Alright, just like that. Wrap it up. Hey, there we go. Easy enough. Moment of truth. Let's see if it matches up with the other one. So, got to clean it up a little bit. That's fine, but let's see. Ah, good enough. See? Well, this one's a little bit smaller, I guess. I was being conservative on this one. Probably a little too conservative, but the shape is pretty dead on. I don't think anybody's gonna notice them being a little slightly different. If anything, it's gonna add character. So, all right. So to next thing now, we have this guy printed out, but obviously he's a little different than the others. So we have 2 kind of options that we could do. We could kind of try to mimic the other ones. Well, we have a few options actually. So I could go ahead and repaint all of these because they had yellowed a little bit over time. So I could either go ahead and do that, or I can go ahead and just paint this one white and try to see whatever happens. Try to see if I can yellow it somehow over time. Or I can do something fun with this one. So I'm thinking about doing something fun with this guy. So let's try to go ahead and find some spray paint, which we should have in the shed. Hey, here's the shed. So let's find what color we want it to be. So we have a bunch of colors. Alright, I'll be back. So I personally needed to clean this up a little bit because it was a little too messy for me. But we got this, and we got our paint right here. We'll go ahead and paint it. If you saw the color, you did. If not, wait to see the result because it should be pretty fun to say the least. And then on to the next step will be going ahead and putting the adhesive on the horns, and then obviously adhesive on the back of all the teeth. We ordered the vinyl. That should be here in the next couple of days, and then we'll be able to cut that out and finish up the final little details. So let's go ahead and get painted. So real quick, we gotta go ahead and put the adhesive on the bottom of these. Get this side done too, and that should be plenty of adhesive. Even this one little strip should be able to hold these on because they're pretty light and they shouldn't be going anywhere. There's a lot of adhesive, so these should be good. So let's put these to the side for now. And then, like I said, last step is to kind of go ahead and make the arms and legs once we get the vinyl. So let's wait for that. Hopefully that gets here soon. So yeah, let's see in a couple days. All right, it's been a couple days. We got our vinyl in the mail, and now we can go ahead and cut it out in the cry cut. In the meantime, we also went ahead and designed what the arms and legs are gonna look like. So we have the arm and the leg. I don't know if we're gonna actually run the legs because I kind of realized that the legs of a car are the wheels. So I don't think we really need the actual legs, but the arms we still do need. So we're gonna go ahead and cut them both out just because otherwise we'll have a lot of leftover kind of space on the actual vinyl. So might as well cut them out and not use them rather than, or even use them and take them off rather than just not have it at all and then kind of be like, oh, I wish I did it. So let's go ahead and cut this design out. It's gonna take a couple minutes and for you, a couple seconds. The most annoying part about this is gonna be weeding all the little plastic bits out, and that's gonna be because there's kind of little segments that I've on this. I've honestly used ChatGPT to help me design these arms and legs. So Chat really gave me a really good kind of base to work off. We're gonna go ahead and get this cut out, and then obviously we need 2 of them, one for either side of the car. right now our cry cut, unfortunately, is only a 1 foot by 2 foot cut mat, so we have to work in those constraints. So this is a little bit shorter than that. Hopefully the proportions work out, and that's another thing. I feel like the leg would need to be a lot bigger than what I do have the capabilities to cut. So like I said, the legs of the thing should be the wheels anyway, so I don't know if it makes much sense to cut. You know what? I think I'm just gonna, yeah, I don't think it makes much sense to actually cut the legs, but we're here, we have this opportunity to cut them, and it's not really gonna be any more expensive or time savings to really kind of cut it right now. So might as well just cut it right now and not need it, and then we'll see how we end up using it. So let's go get this cut out. All right. So these are the final designs that we went with. We're gonna print out 2 arms first, and then we're gonna print out the legs if we think we need it. So we're gonna go ahead and send this over to cutter. So all we gotta do is hit make. All right, so everything's set up. We have this loaded up. So we definitely need a new mat, but go ahead and cut that out for now. So. Alright, so it should take a little bit. It's going to go through the cut process, so in the meantime, let's just watch it go through. And just like that, it's all cut up. So now we're going to go ahead and, like I said, weed it. So that's what they call when you remove this extra kind of all this extra vinyl that's not inside the cut that you're gonna use. So we gotta essentially use little kind of thin pliers, thin kind of tweezers, and remove each kind of panel, especially these little ones in the nails. That's what you weed, quote unquote. So we'll go ahead and do that real quick, and it's a tedious process, but it should be quick. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so it's a bit later. We have everything kind of set up to weed. Like I said, I'll show you exactly what weeding is and why it's kind of a little bit of a tedious task. So let's go ahead and show you right over here. All right, so like I said, I wanted to show you guys what exactly the weeding process is. Very straightforward. We have both our decals obviously on this one sheet here. You need some tweezers or something like that. You also need some sort of like razor blade or something like that, just to make it a little easier on certain sections, because like you want to work in sections. At least that's the way I do it. Also, personally, if I have like a larger section like this, I like to just, and also this cutting mat really helps, just so you're not cutting right on your surface below. I like to just go ahead and cut this out, because now this I could use later for at least a smaller decal or something like that. So I like keeping those little sections. This is fine for now. The major thing is all these little kind of islands of vinyl, you just want to keep track of them, because when you start weeding, you don't want to pull away. So let's stop talking about it and start doing it. So you can see I got one hand pretty kind of free, and then this is kind of the satisfying part of weeding, like I said. So watch this very satisfying peel. There you go. Pretty satisfying. So now you got now I gotta do the inside of this one. So, and then we should be all weeded up for the hands. All right, just like that, we have both our hands kind of cut out, as you can see. From our mind to real life, like these machines are amazing. So last little step that we have to do, and you don't have to really do it right now, but it's a good point to do it. On this vinyl, there is that protective sheet, like I said. I really don't know when the right time to take it off is, but I like taking it off right now before you put on the before you put this onto the transfer paper. That way you're not dealing with this while you're kind of installing it on the vehicle. Just makes it a lot easier, and once the transfer tape is on there, it's not really gonna kind of get scratched up anyway. The main kind of portions where it would get scratched up, in my thought process at least, is when you're weeding. So this is gonna come off pretty simply and easily, and it's pretty satisfying, at least to me. And this one should all
try to come off in one piece as much as possible. This is the point where, when it also, like I said, it's tedious. It is fun, but it does get pretty tedious pretty quickly, honestly. But hey, this is what you gotta do to make your car stand out a little bit, I guess, right? Everybody's out here wrapping their cars different colors and stuff like that. My favorite portion of it is just kind of creating my own little livery, or whatever you might call it. So this is my little flair. I will hopefully try to continue it as long as I have access to the things I have access to, and as long as I have my, I guess, creative spirit. So like I said in the beginning of this video, it all comes down to just like motivation and kind of what you kind of want to do. Yeah, it comes down to kind of just motivation and kind of just how much I truly enjoy cars and want to kind of customize and be true individual in this whole thing, because there's plenty of builds out there. There's plenty of people that have beautiful cars, but at the end of the day, a lot of them, no offense to anybody, are very cookie cutter, and I kind of pride myself that I know for a fact my car is one of one. I made parts myself, custom parts that are on no other cars at all. So it's I don't know if it's an egotistical thing or whatever it is, but it's something that I do take pride in. So here we are, everything's kind of done. What we're gonna do, one of the last steps, is to go ahead and use some transfer paper to kind of be able to transfer this onto the car. So let's go ahead and grab some. All right, so one of our last steps before actually applying these vinyls to the actual vehicle, I just want to clean up my space a little bit. It gets clutter out of the way and make sure that you stay organized and on task. So good thing is the vinyl is a foot wide, same thing with this transfer tape, foot wide. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this there, put that there, and kind of just understand how much of this we're gonna need. So looks like about that much. You got two arms going on each side, so there we go. So you got your two arms on each side, so nice. Let's see if what we can do to put them onto the car. So hopefully they're good and the proportions work out, because that's what I'm afraid of. Alright, so we have all the parts needed to kind of spook up this M2 for this season. All the parts, did they turn out the way exactly how I wanted them? No, but maybe everything kind of together will fit nicely. It was a little different than what I had it, I guess, kind of created right now. Our kind of equipment still needs to develop a little bit more over the time. So this is a great learning experience. Every year it's for fun, so there's no point in kind of redoing anything. So take it as a learning experience for next year. Hopefully we kind of keep upping our maker skills and kind of keep progressing as a maker and car enthusiast, so we can kind of evolve on the car that we do this, as well as the skills that we use to make everything that we make. So for now, let's go ahead and do the prep work needed to kind of mount everything, because your work's only as good as your prep work. So gotta make sure everything is nice and clean and dry and don't have things falling off at enthusiastic speeds, to say the least. So let's go ahead and grab the cleaning supplies and get the cleaning. Very basic. I've mentioned it in plenty of videos before. It's very straightforward cleaning solutions that we have is detail spray and some 99% isopropyl alcohol. Alright, so we got everything nice and clean. So let's go ahead and install everything. Stick around. So for these projects, like a lot of other projects that I've worked on in the past, your best friends are going to be heat gun and tape. So you got to make sure that mask everything off. Make sure you kind of use tape to kind of mark off where you're going to be placing everything. So right now I think the horns are in a good spot. So let's go ahead and tape them up and go from there, because then we have to actually mount this thing.
Alright, so this part's going to be fun because I really don't know how or where I'm going to be mounting these teeth, but obviously we have our fangs that will probably go somewhere over here. I don't want to block too much of the intake area, but I think it'll look best over here. I don't think this is going to be interfering with too much airflow because you're pretty far ahead, so I don't think it'll mess with anything. If it does, we'll move it, but for right now it'll go right there, I think. And then the lower ones, here it is. This is what we painted. So I'm missing silver too because she had some dental work done, I guess. So this guy's gonna go somewhere right about there, I think is the appropriate spot. So it's gonna look like this and this, I think, is what it's gonna end up looking like. So let's go ahead and start taping, I guess. All right, I think it turned out pretty sick. Let's take a look. Ooh, ooh. I think it looks better in person, but pretty sick with the horns and everything. Now, last step is obviously the hands. Very cool, very funny. I think the horns and the teeth came out pretty sick. Now we gotta put it on the arms. Let's see how it looks. Not really sure if I really like the size of these. The shape, I really do like the detail as overall, but the size is a little too small, honestly. But I think for now, it'll be a fun little kind of, I guess, T-Rex looking kind of arm. So. Outside, because I do like that little kind of T-Rex look, so maybe this will look nice. I gotta kind of take a look at the outside and inside entirely, because I don't get a review. Alright, so with that being said, we got the next step. So there were a bunch of these little spiders and kind of spider webs that we printed out, so we're just gonna go ahead and kind of stick it. Stickered up, all stickered up. Let's take it for a close-up. Alright, so I think she turned out pretty good. You don't want too many spiders, I don't think, and hopefully we didn't go overboard with it. But alright, so tomorrow during the daytime, we'll see what she looks like. So, last minute little thing, we're printing the nails because it looks a little weird without the nails. So we gotta get it printed out. So there we go. And Antoinette's gonna get some painted nails. So let's see what this side looks like without them installed. And then, as you can see, it the body color kind of blends in. It all blends in together. It doesn't kind of separate at all. There's no contrast. But then when you install the nails, you get a nice little kind of it adds another layer of definition, I guess. So that helps a lot, in my opinion. Little kind of claws, you can see them and understand what it is way better than before when it was just the red. So I think it was very well needed and easy little kind of thing. We just kind of cut out the fingertips again, but just in white this time. So let's go ahead and install on the other side, and should look just as good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try to move. Oh, Oliver didn't like that. We're gonna go ahead and try to move the car over into the woods. Let's see how good that goes. Hopefully it won't bottom out. We're not lowered, so it shouldn't be that bad. Crazy. Yo, that is epic. That is wild. My car's on the back of the woods. They are so weary. So cute, they have no idea what to do. They're just like, there's the Jersey Devil. I'm sorry, guys. Yo, these Bambis don't know. Jersey Devil about to get them. Come on, Bambi. I'm sorry. Jersey Devil about to get you. Yo. That's crazy. This backyard. Alright, let it get a little bit darker and we'll start a little photo shoot. Alright, it's bright out here, but we're setting up our lights and we got to start the show right there. So let's go ahead and set up our couple lights. Alright, this was incredible. This is crazy. Oh, gotta clean my lens. That's incredible. Hopefully these shots came out remotely nice, because this is crazy. This is wild. So hopefully we can edit it and this overall kind of concept played out well, because otherwise it's just for fun anyway, so it don't matter. Wow, just look at that. In the distance, we see something. What is that? What is that? Is that the Jersey Devil? Oh my goodness. Oh God. Oh God. I think it saw me. I think it saw me.